COVID isn't going anywhere. The most recent projections is we can expect to have, to have its current pandemic stages until the spring. Manufacturing error. That means masks and social distancing to reduce the risk of contacting COVID is going to continue. But what if you're affected? What can you expect it to cost you? COVID diagnostic testing, either by blood or nasal swab for current infection, is covered and it's required by federal government mandate. That means if you go to a government site for testing, there'll be no cash outlay. If you go to a private facility like a doctor's office, urgent care, or hospital, there will be a reimbursable charge. Some places file directly with your health coverage provider. Others may charge you and you'll need to be reimbursed by filing a claim. Either way, this should cost you nothing. COVID diagnostic testing for past infection or the presence of antibodies is not covered and will not be reimbursed by most health coverage or insurance carriers. Do not get confused or you will run into charges that may amount to hundreds of dollars. Again, diagnostic testing for current infection is covered. Diagnostic testing for previous or past infections, in most cases, is not. Now, just because you've gone for a diagnostic test does not mean you'll get one. And that's where some people have had problems. Let's say you have flu symptoms and you go to an ER. If after an evaluation, the staff feels you do not need to be tested, they won't. And in a few weeks, you'll get a big bill from the hospital. Now, if they had tested you for COVID, there would be no charges for the exam, no charges for the ER. So if you go to be tested, make sure you get tested, or you will be tested by trying to get those charges reimbursed. So if you have COVID and need to be hospitalized, the good news is if you have an ACA or Obamacare health coverage plan, the maximum they can charge you, or the cap out of pocket, is $8,150 for individuals and $16,000 for family. Now that may seem steep, but it's much less than the average cost of $73,000 for uninsured, and the current hospital record right now for COVID care is $1.2 million. If you have an ACA plan and want to reduce your potential out-of-pocket costs, there are supplemental plans that can either reduce that out-of-pocket or even eliminate it. If you do not have any coverage and are staring down that $73,000, you don't have an option for an ACA plan until October for coverage beginning 2021. The good news is there are plans available now. You ask, how can I buy health coverage outside of open enrollment? Ha! That's why they call me the health insurance savant. I am Kenneth Wright, the health insurance savant. Why use an agent when you could choose the savant?